What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Taste Tuesday on Taste League Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And a quick reminder to play Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, and Amnesia Collection, both offer free on PlayStation Plus right now. Download them, play them, come back at the end of the month. For Plus Club, we'll be talking about our experiences with them. Let us know yours. And our game of the month is Overwatch. Play that. We will play it, and then we'll talk about that too on the Tastecast. Also, another thing I want to throw out there is next week, me and Chevy are going on vacation for a little bit, so don't expect the regular shows. We will be trying to do something, though. So no plans on that yet, but we're going to try and do something. So, yeah, if nothing comes out next week and you're like, what the fuck? We're not gone. We're just gone for that week. So, yeah. With that, we have a couple topics to talk about. And, yeah, so we'll get into it. First bit of news, PUBG. We're going to kind of update you guys on this and talk about it, but they reached over 2 million concurrent players. This is pretty much steamrolling anyone who's ever been steamrolling. Get it? Anyone else who's ever gotten up? I mean, they fucking went way the hell past Dota 2, and they're still going up. So that's really crazy. 2 million, 16,498 people. 50 million copies of the game have been sold. And yeah, that's crazy. I mean, at this point, we can't even cheer them on anymore because they beat everyone and they're still doing it even further. But on that, someone that PUBG loves so much, Fortnite Battle Royale, has hit 10 million players in 2 weeks, hit 1 million on its launch, and it has 525,000 players at once, concurrent players. So they're doing pretty good themselves. What do you think about essentially the popularity of the genre? Fortnite Battle Royale doing great, and PUBG just destroying everybody.
I mean, we've kind of said, been kind of cheering them on. Being nice to see, a small company actually have a game get so high up in Steam. So I mean, it's great. It's an impressive number of players. It's crazy. I also want to say, in regards of both of them, I think what this really shows is that there's room for both of them. I mean, you got essentially 2.5 million people, if we're going to put the two concurrents together, and then even like sold copies, you're looking at 25 to 30 million copies of these games sold. I mean, there's plenty of people out there playing this stuff, so that's awesome for both of them, and I hope they both continue to thrive and evolve. So.
And yeah, on the individual level, of course, people are going to want, all of it to themselves or whatever. Obviously, PUBG is upset with Fortnite's Battle Royale mode. We've talked about that ad nauseum at this point. But I mean, they're still trucking along. They're doing fine. I don't think Battle Royale is taking anything from them. It's just giving people on PS4 an option for a PUBG experience. And Fortnite's doing great, and they're not sitting there going, well, goddamn, PUBG's taking our players. We'd have more if it wasn't for them. They're just like, fuck yeah, we got this mode. People love it, and people are playing it. So I think it's cool. I think they both offer a similar gameplay experience. Fortnite just being a slightly different because it's cartoony and it has the building aspect, which I think is a really cool difference between the two. It actually makes it feel different. So I think it's awesome. I'm just really kind of blown away by PUBG going even further. Like, I think it was back in August when they beat Dota 2, and like everybody was like, well, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I was pretty confident about it, and then it did happen. Now it's 2 million. I mean, it's like, I don't know who's beating that anytime soon. They're kind of the avatar of video games right now when it comes to concurrent players, man. Like, it's a pretty high benchmark. So it's pretty cool, and I really, really hope the Fortnite Battle Royale will get more people playing it, because I think Fortnite's a really cool game, and yeah, more people, keeps the game alive, keeps strong, makes it not Lawbreakers, because they're suffering right now, which sucks. It's another great game.
It's crazy to think that this game has gotten so far beyond Dota 2 now, just because of how big MOBAs are and kind of like the competitive gaming scene. But I'm not surprised entirely, because competitive shooters are very popular, even though I wish the genre would just go away, or at least, subside a little bit, make room for something else. But it makes sense with how, gaming is going. It's just cool that both games can kind of exist and not like super compete with each other, because Fortnite's on the PS4 and it kind of balances out what people can play.
And PUBG's coming out for Xbox. I know eventually it's coming out for PS4.
Are we sure?
What?
Will it really?
It's really coming
Or
out
are
for
they going
Xbox.
to cancel it?
Oh yeah. Well, as of right now, this very second, they plan on for it to come out. They said they're working really hard for that to come out for Xbox. So I'm sure it will.
Sure.
Yeah, it's interesting to see kind of I mean, obviously there's no fall to MOBAs, but like the rise of MOBAs and the popularity, and it's a competitive styled genre, just like shooters. So it makes sense for that to have such a high concurrent rate. But then to see, seemingly a shooter like most other shooters, it just did it well. That genre, pass it up. I mean, I really didn't expect it this far. So yeah, any last words on PUBG, Fortnite, Battle Royale?
No,
All right.
keep it up.
Segment Nisha.
So Phil Spencer of Xbox, or Microsoft, I should say, the
homie at Xbox
department. He, last year brought up that Microsoft wanted to introduce crossplay, and at the time, PC obviously, and then Nintendo Switch had played nice. Even now, currently to this day, he says he's still talking to Sony, and they just don't seem to be playing ball, and he's not really sure they ever will be. So with that, also with the crossplay and bringing up Nintendo, there is a cross-platform game coming out besides Minecraft. I believe it's called Crazy Justice, and it's going to be crossplay between PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So what do we think about, first off, Sony still being stubborn about this, and secondly, actually seeing a second title now coming out with the crossplay ability?
The Sony and Xbox thing reminds me of me with people who want to hang out. Like, they'll, like, hit me up, like, hey, we should have some time. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then, like, nothing ever happens. And then they're like, hey, dude, you just want to hang out? I'm like, yeah, that'd probably be a cool thing to do. Yeah. And then it doesn't happen. So, Xbox like, hey, dude, it'd be cool if we could play together. And Sony's like, yeah, that would be cool. You want to do it? We'll figure it out. And then nothing happens. Sony's in a place where they don't have to play ball. It sucks because it'd be really, really fucking cool to be able to play with other people on other consoles. But I mean, it'd be awesome. I mean, people in Fortnite got a little taste, little savoring of being able to do crossplay for like an hour. So obviously, it's very easy to do because they just had to turn that switch off. But yeah, it's a bummer, and I don't see. That's the big question I wanted to put out there for this: is do you guys ever think it's going to happen? Because I don't. I don't think Sony needs to. I don't think they want to.
Look at how Warframe works. They don't crossplay with PC at all.
Yeah.
At all. And they don't care to. They don't care to at all because they're trying to protect their console by putting the updates through their own screening process before they apply them to the game. I don't think it's ever going to happen. They don't, like you said, they don't need to.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of how Apple treats the App Store. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like starving out your enemy though too, because like they have communities playing Call of Duty, they have their community playing Call of Duty. There's more people with PS4s, so why would they want to help their community stay alive?
Right.
And let it dwindle. Like they got a smaller pocket of people and they're doing fine. But if they could connect to the PS4, it's going to keep their community alive longer because there's now more people, which is awesome for us as consumers. But for Sony, it's like we don't need to like open those gates for you. Like we're doing fine over here.
Well, and it's great for Activision as well if it were to happen. It's literally just Sony.
It's Sony.
Basically going, we're doing fine. We don't need your help. We'd actually rather not give you the help right now because we are doing significantly better in that regard. And unless something were to drastically change, then all of a sudden, Sony might come out and go, oh, well, and start backpedaling on it. You know what I mean? So
I think it would take a lot, though, for that to happen.
it would take a lot. Yeah. And not to say that that the Xbox isn't doing fine because it's doing just fine.
Yeah, it's doing great.
In fact,
it's not as good as the PS4.
Yeah. I do want to try the crossplay though between even if it's just Minecraft, because I have Minecraft on Xbox already and on PC, so I would just have to get it on Switch to try that out.
I think the only way that Sony would ever like crossplay with Xbox is if for some odd reasons, PS4 started catching randomly on fire, and you oh, we got some bad publicity.
Something bad
Maybe we
happened.
can,
The Note 7 all over again.
Yeah,
The PS4 started blowing up.
Yeah.
Fucking
People started modding them into GTA 5, and instead of throwing C4s, you're throwing PS4s now.
Or if like Xbox somehow had a game that PS4 also had, but their game was just doing way better, like in popularity or something. And it happened enough times that someone's like, yeah, we should probably open up those floodgates.
Yeah. Just for that game, though.
Yeah, but yeah, I just don't see it happening, and it really does suck when it comes down to it, because it would benefit everybody, not even just us, but like even the developers.
Yep.
It's just Sony going like, no, no, we're doing fine. Remember E3 where you guys said all that shit, and then we're like, we're not doing that, and everybody's like, yeah, go us. Well, we're still doing it.
Goddamn hormonal teenagers.
Just little punk ass. All right, last bit of news. Oculus just did a Oculus Connect 4 event, and Facebook detailed
the game Connect 4.
Except with Oculuses.
Yeah. Facebook detailed 2 new virtual reality headsets. One called the Oculus Go, which will be $200. Will not need a PC or a phone. It's its own VR set that has stuff in it that can sense movement, stuff like that. So obviously a more accessible VR headset. And then their Project Santa Cruz division is working on a wireless Oculus VR headset. So it's the same one, only wireless, and we'll have new controllers that are similar to the touch controllers that they do not show. What do you think about Oculus going forward with essentially innovating their own headset and trying to make a more accessible model?
I think it's great. The biggest problem with VR right now is accessibility. The only one that most people get a taste for is the Gear VR, which is a neat experience, but is not VR the same way like Oculus and Vive are. Mm-hmm. I don't know how powerful the Go is going to be, but even if it's a step in between the two, I think it's welcome. It's a good price point.
Well, it's double the price of the Gear VR, so...
Yeah. And then as far as the wireless one goes, I mean, I know Vive is also working on the same thing right now. I think wireless VR is going to make more people interested in it, because one of the most obnoxious parts of setting up like the Vive, for example, is it has so many cords. Same with the PSVR, there's so many cords involved in it. And though not a big deal for for us, but for your everyday consumer, they're going to look at that, they're going to get intimidated by it, they're not going to want to do it.
Well, what's really funny is I think that the Vive, its setup is like, you have to have a dedicated room for it. So once you set up the first time, it's over. Whereas like PSVR is a lot of cords and a lot of things set up for something that you're going to be using not just for VR, but also other games. Mm-hmm. So it kind of gets in the way. It's weird. Because it's easier almost to set up. Well, it's about the same. Both of them about the same setting up, except for the lighthouses. But I don't know, it's weird. You just made me think of that.
Yeah. Also, the other trend we're seeing too is that VR is getting cheaper. I know the Vive has dropped once or twice now.
$400 now.
The Vive is?
No, not the Vive. Oculus.
Okay. And then the Oculus Rift has dropped a lot, which is great because once again, more accessibility. I think once VR hits that nice, comfortable price point and everyone's doing the wireless stuff, you're going to see a lot more people using it, which would be amazing.
Well, it's interesting too because like VR came out and it's really exciting. Whatever. I bought mine pretty early on. And I know a couple people now who have actually picked it up, but it's still not selling like a shitload. It's to the point where HTC is actually trying to maybe sell the Vive to somebody else because it's just not panning out for them for their future goals. But it's cool because it's not like when 3D TVs came out and people were like, oh, it's a gimmick, and then they just got rid of them. VR is still, it was in its infancy and still is, but it's growing into something that eventually will be at a better price point, more accessible, and easier to use. Because it's definitely, I mean, if you're like a hardcore like hobbyist and you really want to play VR like me or whatever, you're going to go through all the hassles. Mine bricked when I first got it. I had to send it back, so I had to wait like almost a month to play the fucking thing that I just got. But that stuff, I was willing to go through. But most consumers are not going to want to go through that process. So yeah, once they get it harnessed down to the point where you can just pop it on and fucking play, I think you're gonna see them sell way more often. It's really cool to see Oculus just alongside Vive, just making it better and better and better. There's another topic that I was thinking about putting on the show. There's a company called Premax that's making a 8K VR set with a 200 FOV field of view. So it has a wider, the thing comes out further like this, but you can see more.
So you look like a hammerhead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. But yeah, they're coming out with that, and it actually works with Steam's Lighthouse technology. So it will work with all games Vive uses or can use. And they're working right now to make sure Oculus games will work on it as well. So we already have another company coming in to the table to play. So it's really interesting to see VR slowly growing into something. So this just kind of shows me that. So
Well, and it's that the competition breeds innovation, which is great, because when VR was first coming out, we mostly heard about Oculus at first, and then Facebook bought them, and they went from this real small kick-started thing up to what they are now, and then HTC decided to get into it with Valve. And made an even more powerful one. Even though they both play all the same stuff for the most part, you do get a smoother experience with the Vive. You just have to set up more things with the Vive.
you also get the
lighthouses,
the immersive walk-around experience versus the
yeah,
standing and motion detected shit. So
Which is really nice.
it is, and I'm looking forward to, we've pretty much said them. Coming out with more and more convenient ways for this to work, because at the point where you don't have to set it up all the time, especially if you are in a situation where maybe your room has to be used for multiple things, you don't want to unhook that thing every single time. So this is great.
I still have my fucking steering wheel set up on my computer, and I'm reaching around it to use and edit episodes and shit, because I don't want to fucking
Take it
I don't
off.
want to move it.
Why don't you just use it to edit episodes?
Oh god, that's gonna be even longer process for editing. But yeah, using that thing, I was like, if I had my Vive hooked up, and which I really want to do, I was like, there'd be so much just fucking cords and just hardware in my room. My room is just like the Matrix, man. There's just fucking screens everywhere and shit. No wonder I don't sleep. Thoughts?
I've said it before, and I'll say it every time, is that we're heading more and more towards that Ghost in the Shell syndrome, where people are going to start, in the Ghost in the Shell, basically what happens eventually is that people start losing the grips between what's real and what's virtual reality, and they have this sickness where they can't.
That's just cyberpunk in general.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's eventually what's going to happen, especially with the mobile headsets. I think it's really cool, and I'd like to see, just because I'm a poor student, the price point drop, to a point where I could afford it. But that's just a personal thing. I think it would affect them better overall, but it'd be neat to see that. But it's cool. I think it's really neat to have the mobile headsets. I mean, this is where it's going to go eventually, is that you're going to get things, headsets that are just little earpieces that, pop a tiny screen across your face that are your phone and your computer, and it's a 3D headset eventually.
They just need to come out with Jory LaForge thing that goes around the ears, that has the speakers here, and just right here has
But
the
those
field of
give
view.
him constant migraines.
What is goggles?
His visor, yeah.
I don't care about him.
He's saying in style.
Yeah.
Slimmer against your face.
I don't want that.
Poor Jordy and his fucking migraines. I don't give a shit about Jordy. I never liked that guy.
But he did the Reading Rainbow.
He did. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Oh, you're a monster.
I am. I'm evil. It's interesting because I've thought about picking up an Oculus a couple times now, but it's kind of overkill because I already have a Vive, I have PSVR. So how many fucking headsets do I need for my one head?
19.
I'm working at it. The Premax thing, there'll be 4, and I'll get the Gear VR. But the Oculus Go, I'm actually kind of interested in. I want to see how that comes out, because if you can just put it on and use it, that's actually really interesting. I want to know what it's using though, to play the games off of though. Are they downloaded onto the headset, or are you connecting it via whatever?
Your Wi-Fi or something.
Did you buy a cell phone service basically for it?
Yeah, I'm curious about that. But I mean, if you can play it anywhere and it can detect movement, I mean that's a game changer. That'd be awesome, especially for $200. That's easily something that I'd be willing to spend to to have probably lower end VR experience, but hopefully better than what like the Gear VR would be, which is still really awesome. But at $200, I hope it would be a little better than that. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as the other ones, though. But that, yeah, it's interesting. I think more people probably pick that up, even though I think the market's getting confused, or consumers on the market are getting confused with VR, because I've talked to people who've tried like the Gear VR, and they think that's VR. And it is technically VR, but like they think that's as far as it goes. And I'm like, no, like, you know, that's just a cool experience. It's like a visual, like, movie or experience, or you know, you can watch a concert like that or whatever, but like playing a Vive, like you're fucking there, like you're in a whole new place, like it's
my
completely
mind was
different.
blown just with the deep sea demo that
Yeah.
you showed me. It was just blown.
Yeah, I mean, God, I need to hook that thing back up.
I think the general thing that you noticed every time you had someone try it on for the first time, it's like almost every time as soon as it turned on, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing. Whenever I showed someone new, is they put it on. I'm telling them about it. I'm like, but you know, I'm not gonna be able to explain it to you. You just gotta try it out, because what I'm telling you, you're like, oh, it sounds cool. Then you're gonna do it, and your brain's gonna go, where are you? And you're gonna be like, I can crawl on the ground and look under tables and shit. It's awesome. So hopefully that experience can get translated to a cheaper, more accessible model.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to say about VR? Anything else? You guys looking forward to 8K?
Sponsor us and we'll wear them all the time.
Yeah, sponsor us. We'll wear it all the time.
Shameless.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. give us that money. Give us that VR and that money.
Send me one. Come on.
Yeah, he's a student. He needs it.
I'm an art student. I could really use it.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know in the comments, though. Could you really use a VR set? Are you interested in Oculus Go? What do you think about cross-play between consoles? Do you think that's ever going to happen? Let us know in the comments. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Gaming. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Gaming. Check out the streams on the channel. If you missed them, they're uploaded. Check them out on Twitch, Tasty_fruit. And yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Until next episode, which should be Friday for TastyCast, episode 43. Have a good week, guys, and take it easy.